Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Hearts of Iron for Millennium Dawn with me, Alpha Pi Omega, and Ukraine. So we are in a last stages of the second part of our military reform. In the last episode, we actually got very close to getting the MiG-23 Flogger, which is a 1965 air superiority fighter. I feel dirty for even saying that, but we have an outlook of getting the Su-57 at around 2015, which is right on time, at which point I can start reforming our Air Force. But we'll see how that's going to work. Right now we are regaining the fuel that we lost during our last military exercise, but our army experience increased to a whopping 18.81, and it continues to grow slowly. Now what this means is that we are soon going to be able to reform our tank brigade. Now yes, this is going to be a bit dirty, but let me show you how we are going to deal with this. So we'll have 6 tank battalions in this unit and 2 armored infantries. This is going to be the core of it. Hard attack is going to nearly double. Soft attack is going to be increased by 40. Defense is going to be increased by 81. We'll keep the self-propelled artillery there. And the defense battery, we're going to add an armored recon company and then the heavy engineering company. So this will eventually mean that, well, actually the hard attack will increase even more, soft attack will increase even more, defense will be up by 90, breakthrough by 112, which is amazing because this is the main stat that we are going to use for defense during offense, basically. That sounds dumb, but yeah, these tanks are better at attacking drastically than at defending. Armor is going to be fine, and piercing is going to be also fine. But this requires 30 army experience, so unfortunately for a while we won't be able to get that. Now it is worth pointing out that this means we will need additional 252 battle tanks in just these 2 divisions. And what I actually plan to do, and I don't think I mentioned that, we're gonna change this one into a 3rd tank battalion because it's using the airborne infantry, and I actually don't like that. This unit is pretty weird. I don't know how to use it, so it's going to be, well, actually this one could be reformed because it's closer to our heavy mechanized brigade, so I could change it into Sturmova Brigada and recruit 1 more tank battalion. That would actually be doable. Okay, that sounds better. That sounds better because I would have to change the name of the entire division, and I actually don't like that much. So let's get the MiG-23 up and running, though our stability is really bad. Internal factions, yeah, it's the internal factions, really. And the pro-Western status is also lowering our stability by 10%. I want to give Russia a chance to come at us mano a mano. I'm not sure that's going to happen, really. 19 per day. Yeah, we'll need more of these guns soon again. So I'm wondering if we should wait a bit with that factory change. Maybe we can just basically wait for this one to finish. 25th of June. It's going to be done on 11th of December. And I think I might be able to... No, it's still there, the army stipend. But we got 284 political power now. Can we attack the influence from Russia again? Oh no, we're still attacking it. Okay. Could also combat foreign influence altogether, so let's do that. And about 184, I'm not sure what that would do. where that would do us the best, quite honestly. Move our embassy to Jerusalem. ATGMs here. Handpads. Artillery. M77. 2005. Small arms. Yeah, we could buy quite a lot of things here, but let's not do that now. Okay, so the MiG-23 Fogger has been researched. The first generation of interceptors were built to intercept strategic bombers at short notice. And now we're gonna go with the Flanker. Su-27 Flanker, air superiority fighters, sometimes called air dominance fighters, are fully designed with air-to-air combat in mind and excel in this role. With long ranges and incredible agility, they usually don't carry any weapons for ground attacks. So that is our boy. So let's say this will take us less than a year to fully equip all of our units. So after that, I'm gonna just pull that one down and put it into mounted ATGM. At which point, I'm also going to lower the amount of factories that we have and start importing some of this technology metals that we heard so much about, because we can live with a depth of about 44 billion or 30 billion or whatever that's gonna be. We're very close to getting 0.12 soon, so that is nice. Miloš Zeman re-elected with ČSSD in Czech Republic. It's kind of interesting. Social Democrat, Western outlook. I'm really interested in seeing how much units Czech Republic has. I might just do one episode, just jumping from country to country and checking what their army is like at 2000 and 2017, because that would be kind of interesting. Actually, I'd be interested in seeing Ukraine in 2017 and comparing it to where we are right now, because that would be fun. I think that could tell us a lot about how we're doing in the game. Russia wants to build infrastructure in Odessa. Well, be my guest. That is an amazing idea. So you do just that. Actually, we had a couple of these investments already. It seems like some of these are getting better. +1, yeah. I guess these +1s actually mark the one from the investment, which is interesting. Yeah, strike fighters. We can actually add those to the production queue now, can't we? Yep. Though they are not going to come into production for a while. Though, you know, once we're done with these, I'm actually going to drop it to 2, at which point we can just keep stockpiling them, and the extra factor is gonna go to the mounted ATGM, and the 3rd generation interceptor is gonna get this extra factory, which is gonna be ready on 11th of December. Amazing. Western outlook in Japan has been confirmed by their elections. Russia is constructing infrastructure. We don't mind that. Can we attack Russia's influence again? Actually, I think I might want to improve the stability here, but I don't think we can. Court local leaders. And it doesn't really help strike arms struggle. That all lowers the stability of the regime. So there really isn't much I can do with this. It's just there. China is starting to gain some influence in our territory, but we are at 40. Propaganda campaign. Okay, what does this one do? Propaganda campaign, political power gain, nationalist support. Increases domestic independence by 10%, but we lose 5% of stability. I really don't have a really good way how to increase stability, do I? Which is a big issue here. I can lower it by many things, but I definitely cannot improve it in any reasonable way. I love that 10 extra %, don't get me wrong, but it just doesn't seem like there is a way. So at attack the influence from China and foreign influence altogether, that should give us additional 6% independence. It's something that I really value. Every state should be as independent as possible. That's actually not true in all cases, but you get, where I'm coming from, I hope. 13 factories, that's something, did we start like with 4? It's just amazing. Let's repay some more debt. Yeah, we're getting very close to repaying it completely. Gonna be sub 40 billion very soon. So how's the tank production? I haven't checked it in a while. Yes, 1.2 per week. 909 tanks need to be upgraded. Cool. Just cool. But we are stockpiling the recon tanks. We are stockpiling the well, not stockpiling, we're upgrading the IFVs. We no longer have a missing amount, which is great. And it's just an upgrade going on. Almost every day of the week we get an extra one. And we just finished the Ukrainian International Airlines. So I think building the new airport now is a good idea. The airports in Ukraine are neglected and far underused. Ukraine is quite flat and very suitable for expanding our airports. Well, I concur. So battling the Russian influence, well actually not the Russian influence, all of influence, especially Chinese one. That would be funny if we eventually ended in a conflict with China instead of Russia. Or if actually can we see Chinese focuses? Because I'm interested in seeing what they would be like. One China policy, 2 systems. That recognizes Hong Kong, doesn't it? Extend interpretation of the system. A Tibetan SAR. Dialogue with the Taiwanese. Free wings, cross-strait service. Peaceful coexistence. Oh, that would be amazing. Anti-Japanese communique. Or one system. Combat traitors. They have a lot of options. Actually, one thing that I was considering, because you guys asked me to do other Let's Plays, and I think playing Taiwan could be amazing. I expect them to be in... oh wow, are you joking? They don't have their own tree? Okay, what a letdown. Well, there has to be a sub-mod for that, I'm pretty sure, but that would be one of the things that I would definitely be interested in. What about Japan? Yeah, Japan has something. This is their very own tree. Korean unification ultimatum. The future of Japan. Defensive strategies or aggressive strategies. So you can decide whether you're going to go with democracy, popular state, or warrior state. Japanese supremacy. How does the democratic state go to Korean unification ultimatum? Chinese unification ultimatum. East Asian pact and allies across Asia. Befriend Vietnam. Defensive strategies. That's interesting. But damn, I actually wanted to discuss this during this episode, that playing Taiwan might be a good choice for when the upgrade of the mod comes out. It turns out that's off the table. We really can't do that at this point because the game just does not allow us to. Okay, why did we take a 5 billion loan. Oh yeah, it was the UIA, Ukrainian International Airlines, and we're gonna lose 5 billion here as well for those 2 airports. But it will be good. It will be good. How's the population? 303,000. Bosnian Abu Dhabi National Oil Company IPO. Yeah, that is definitely an event. I kind of like that Yugoslavia still exists in 2010. It never really fell apart. Montenegro never became independent. Nor was there a conflict in Kosovo. Yeah, for some reason you guys also have a... That is so strange. Just the generic... That is so confusing. Like, I would have... My first guess would be that Yugoslavia will have their own focus tree, Taiwan would have their own focus tree, Bosnia would have their own focus tree, but they don't. Turkey does have one, right? No, damn. Okay, so this calls really for the investigation about submods, because I'm pretty sure people modded or submodded a number of various things into the game. But then I would be, vary a bit about the quality of the submods, because things like that can be, well, not great. What am I gonna pretend like that's not the case? Okay, arm industry stipend already, so let's go with that. Yeah, we lost about 3 days on the lowering of the production, but it's October already, so we are approaching the day when we can say that we are starting to produce aircraft in Ukraine. That's something that we never thought possible. How's the research? Okay, 4G will come soon, which will lower the education cost for us. And hey, finally sub 40 billion. But in a couple of days, that's gonna jump back up. But we did it. We did it nonetheless. So these are all way too ahead from where we are right now. But the construction and excavation is not, and nor are the nanofibers in medicine, and that actually give 30% monthly population. That is amazing. Okay, so let's start with the nanofibers in medicine, and we'll move on from there. So nanofibers show great potential in biomedical and healthcare applications due to their unique combination of properties and intrinsic functionalities. Important biomedical applications of nanofibers include filtration, medical textiles, wound healing, tissue engineering and regeneration, biosensors, and drug delivery. 5% to production efficiency cap, military and naval yard output, and 30% boost to monthly population. Russia wants to build infrastructure in Donbass. Well, be my guest. Okay, for some reason that cost us 5 billion that we immediately repaid. Oh, it didn't cost us, we took that out. And how are our favorite... We no longer get the effect. Yes, stability is back up. Okay, independence 43%. Could attack influence from United States, or just generically combat all of it, which is what I'm gonna do. Russia's influence has dropped to 7%. We're getting them out of our country. Step by step, percentage by percentage. How are we doing with you? Your debt is just insane. So we built new airports, which again cost us some money, but we got 5 billion exchanged for 2 airbases, one in Galicia, Volhynia, and one in over Dnipro. And as we really don't have much more of a choice, Hyperloop project, they really really don't understand why this one is available to us in Ukraine, but why not? Why not? But I'm just gonna ignore that on general principle. US non-NATO ally might be a pretty good one to start with, and then we can go with the NATO membership. I don't think those are exclusive. Oh no, does not have national spirit, major non-NATO ally. Okay, that would close off that route for us forever. So only a few formalities remain on the road to joining NATO. Once the legislation is final, it is time for the Ukrainian people to join in with the West and finalize their place in Europe. In life, sometimes a side must be chosen. Let us hope that this is the right one for Ukraine. So let's get it. And we will get, or we will send the message to United States telling them that we want to join the NATO. And we are now getting 0.14 billion per month, as our economy is now whopping 4.04 billion American dollars. This factory coming on the 14th of December. You know, all these factories and other, or not factories, but all this factory research and industry research and army research is gonna come in way over 100 days, so all of it will come next year. But industrial biofuel processing is good, and fuel refining too is also good. It will boost our fuel production in a major way. Daily gain is now 5.8 thousand, and we are gonna get to pretty decent 8,000, I think, with those two up and running. So do we dare to run a new military training for our army and our air force? I think we might want to do that on 1st of December. Yeah, we're gonna run it for 20 days, from 1st of December to 20th of December, which will give us enough experience to reform our tank divisions. Hey, we're almost done with the C4 equipment. Nice. And the small arms are also almost done, and we have produced at least 40 tanks by now. That is amazing. Good job, everyone. The SPAA is going well, and of course there are no interceptors available because we're not producing them. How could we have them available when we haven't dedicated not a single piece of equipment to producing the factories? Surprise, surprise. Okay, independence at 44%. Let's continue. How far are we from the NATO membership action plan? Okay, here's 30th of November. So let's prepare for another general training. That starts now. Okay, 2 o'clock. Still not that bad. We can have this training running, and let's put our aircraft there as well. So, wait, let's do it the same way we did it before. Once we start producing aircraft, we might actually put some of these together, because I don't think we will be able to replace the lost equipment in any meaningful way. I like how that sound is from the original Hearts of Iron. That is so out of place with these modern jets, but hey, you know, whatever floats your boat. Okay, 19.3 thousand. We really need to up our game as far as fuel goes. This is borderline ridiculous. But hey, major change in production coming in a couple of days. Hopefully that's not going to screw our plans, but this looks like in 100 days. Actually, no. Yeah, in 100 days we would have all of the arms, or small arms, produced. And if we lower that, it's going to jump to about 150. I'm fine with that. C4 equipment almost fully oh, it's not re-equipped. They were just equipping the units that already have that need. I like how recon tanks are just something that we have so much of available. So cute. So cute. But still. Okay, 45 days. Which is fine, you know, we're gonna be running this training till 20th of December. So speed it up so that 14th is here pronto. At which point we have the extra factory done. Nice. So now we're working on the civilian factory in Galicia, Volhynia. So that means I can invest in... Yeah, this one is gonna run for additional 53 days, but well, I can get the industrial projects or anything to help that. But as was mentioned, one factory will be removed from here, putting us at 14.07 small arms per day. And that means we are currently, yes, producing the mounted ATGM. And that last factory should kick in pretty soon. Alright? Yeah, it's there. So we're going to be producing... Actually, that's something we want to calculate. 2.97 interceptors per year at this rate. But our rate is gonna quadruple. So it's gonna be, say, let's say it's 3. So we're gonna produce, yeah, pretty much 1 per month. I think that's not that bad. It's far from ideal, and we would need to boost that significantly to have an actual impact on our production. But hey, it's better than nothing. The mounted ATGMs though are starting at a nice 4.5 per week. So we're gonna replace those 369 very soon and actually build quite a stockpile. Oh, okay, and this is also suffering from lack of resources, which is the technology metals. So at this point, I think it might be really reasonable to get those up and running. Yeah, let's do that because we don't need those factories that much. So who's going to provide them to us? It's not going to be China. Do we have any in Europe? Just in Russia. North America. Nothing. So I guess Australia is really the one that's gonna provide us with that. Okay, not much else I can do with that. So that means we are now down to 11 factories working on the Galicia Volhynia extra factory, but we have the technology metals, which means the production of the C4 equipment increased to 2.34 per day, of the IFVs to 1.25 per day, which is amazing because we have 1,780 of those to replace. Remember, the infantry fighting vehicles are pretty much the core of our army, so making sure that these are up and running. Yeah, if I was to say, like, getting at least 2 more factories into this one is imperative for us in the medium haul run. The main battle tanks were now producing 2.16 per week. 881 of those need to be replaced, but the production is going to increase to about 3 per week. So we're looking at a reasonable outline here. And yeah, okay, so with this boost, we are going to produce 5.5 per year. Quadrupled, that's about 22 per year, so about 2 per month, so about 1 every 14 days, and that is decent. We might be able to put up a couple of air wings in a reasonable time frame. Mounted ATGMs, no difference. And the self-repaired anti-air, 1.6 per week. I think there was a boost here as well, but not a major one, so this doesn't require us to speak about that too much. Okay, so the military training is going to end now on the 20th of December, so you guys can go back to your original plans, whatever they are. Actually, you guys still need to train, and as was mentioned before, the air brigade is going to be changed into mechanized brigade. Okay, further delaying all of our rearmament plans, but you know, whatever we can do. And we need to change the composition of the tank brigades. So you are going to come here, armored infantry. You are going to become tank battalion and armored infantry. And we need to add here armored recons and heavy engineering company. So that's the 30 that we need. So wish me luck, and we're going to train one extra, which is going to be put into Kyiv. So that means the second army is going to have 3 divisions here of the tanks. But this major change of play that we have just done with the rearmament of the mechanized brigade here is going to gravely change the power balance. Not to mention that we are lacking more command equipment. So let's check the production. So what changed here? The Humvees are fine. We see a small increase in the small arms here. C4 equipment jumped up to about 150 days before we reinforce everyone to having these. The main battle tanks just jumped to 1219 required for upgrades, and that is probably not speaking about these ones. How many do they have there? Main battle tanks, 252 extra. Okay, so that means we're looking about 450 at this point. So good on that. IFVs jumped to 357, unfortunately. But actually, no, these are replenishments. And before we were upgrading, right? Yeah, so we need more of those again. And the rest is okay, I think. So, yeah, but this is another great boost to our Ukrainian army. If you think about it, this is going to be a major game changer. By having 3 tank divisions, we'll be able to work in a wider scale of scope. Now, if a conflict actually broke and we had these tank divisions available for us, I think those would be best to send against Volgograd and try to cut off the south of Russia from reinforcements and try to use fast and rapid units to envelop that, while using our infantry and mechanized brigades to hold the line, maybe conquer Kursk-Belgorod line and try to reinforce that. The terrain here, I don't think, provides us much levity. Those are forests. And yeah, these plains will be bad for infantry. But Stany Oxol could work. I don't think our mechanized units, though, can handle extended fights in... No, actually, they're good. They can fight in the plains. They have a small penalty to attack in the forest, but the defense is okay. So they could be okay. We could put the infantry in the forest and the mechanized brigades on the plains around that, effectively building a defensive line on something like this, and having the tanks just storm against Volgograd. I'm not sure how well they will be able to handle this, because there are also tanks here, but we would see. I don't know what they're using, so. Okay, so we finished the NATO membership action plan. So I guess we can now go with the UZ. UZ is the name of the state-owned company that currently possesses a massive monopoly on the majority of Ukrainian railroad transportation within the country. The company boasts an impressive combined total track length of 23,000 kilometers worth of track, marking it as the 13th largest in the world. It is also the 6th largest rail passenger transporter and 7th largest freight transporter. Okay. So USA got our request to join the NATO, and they invited us in. The United States and their allies have approached us and urged us, in order to protect liberty and world peace, to join NATO for the mutual benefit. Political power. Okay, so we accept, and with that, Ukraine has joined NATO. Ukraine joins NATO. NATO leadership has today confirmed that accession talks between the NATO membership states and Ukraine have concluded successfully, and that the Ukrainian military forces would soon be integrated into the common command structure. Okay, so did that allow us to become allied with these guys? Nope, that's military bases. So I guess there might be other events that will happen now that Ukraine is in NATO, but I guess goodbye Russian expansion into Ukraine. So you were too slow. You were too slow, old man. I'm not sure though if he can still launch that, but that would be kind of cool, seeing the entire might of NATO against Russia. That would be kind of cool. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed this episode. Ukraine is now officially in NATO, and yeah, I'm happy with that. I tried to put it off for as long as possible because I was hoping that we might have some more action with Russia, but I guess that our impressive army reforms and strength of military made United States recognize that we are NATO material. So yeah, thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.